Around 2018, I started to become interested in the world of programming. Some game dev videos in Brazil at the time were being successful and I decided to try to enter that world. At the time, if I'm not mistaken, the game maker was paid and only had a free trial version. So I started trying to learn, but I didn't understand anything. I was too dumb for that. Time passed and around 2020, at my 14 years or something like that, I discovered a website called Scratch, and that's when my passion for programming began. I did a Hangman game project for a science fair at my school, and then I started to learn more about this world. I started watching courses, and then in 2023 I was able to better focus on the type of project and improved my programming skills, especially in game dev. The game maker had already become free, so everything would be easier. However, after that, I decided to change my area of study. I started studying web development, artificial intelligence, and learning other languages, and ended up leaving game dev aside. But now that changes. I'm going to go back to my roots and make a game in 3 hours. So let's go. I created my project and started making things. I created a temporary animation sprites for the main character and wait, didn't I mention what my game will be about? Oh, okay. Here we go. I will create a dungeon crawler. A dungeon crawler game is a genre where players navigate maze-like environments filled with enemies, puzzles, and treasures. You can think about Enter the Gungeon or Hades or something like that. But I will base it on the journey of the Prayer King. Yeah, I will base it on the game from the Stardew Valley bar. Oh my god. When you go to the Ghost bar and go to the back of the place, you can interact with an arcade machine to play this game. So, okay, now let's start this. I created a temporary animation sprite for the main character and started the code. The code starts by determining if any directional keys are pressed, assigning the result to the variable key. Then it calculates the direction in which the character should move based on the pressed keys, using the point direction function to determine the angle of movement relative to the origin. Next, it computes the horizontal and vertical components of the velocity, using the trigonometric functions. Okay, movement is fine, but now we need to define the collision. Collisions tend to be a rather annoying task to do in game development, but that's okay. You have the option of using the game maker's pre-established collision, but I'm hackerman, okay? I will do this by myself. This piece of code is like a guardrail in a game, making sure that the player's character doesn't run into walls. It checks if the character is about to bump into a wall while moving horizontally or vertically. If it's about to happen, the code carefully moves the character step by step until it's right next to the wall. Then it stops the character from moving in that direction. After dealing with collisions, the code simply updates the character position based on how fast it's moving. So in simple terms, it's like making sure your character doesn't walk through walls and keeps moving smoothly without getting stuck. Talking about shots, I made a crazy thing to make the shots. I know that there will be some programmer who will lecture me about how horrible my code is and how disgraceful I'm making this game. But it was the easiest way I thought to complete the 3-hour challenge. The code manages shooting mechanics for a game. So the code checks if the player is pressing keys corresponding to different directions. If the player can shoot, meaning there is no delay and they are allowed to shoot, the code creates a bullet object in that direction from the player's position. Then it prevents further shooting for a brief period, ensuring there is a cooldown between shots. If the player can't shoot, the code gradually decreases the shoot delay timer until it reaches 0, at which point the player can shoot again. Okay, this game is starting to look like a real game, okay? So let's make our enemies, right? Now I need to make enemies. They need to damage me and die when I hit them by a shot. Okay, now it's easy. I programmed the enemies to read my current position on the map and follow me. When they touch me, they kill me. When I shoot them, I kill them. I wrote another code that checks if there is a delay set for spawning enemies. If the delay is greater than 0, it decreases the delay timer by 1 each step, effectively waiting for the delay to lapse. Once the delay reaches 0, the code creates an instance of the enemy object, and then immediately destroys the object that executed this code. Now I need to make a cool design for my game. I tried to search some pixel art tutorials and I found this and I watched it and I think I got some good insights from this video. So I made a boy with an apple head who throws apple at his enemies. Don't ask me why, okay? Look at this cute animation, man. I liked it a lot. For the enemies I made very generic ghosts because I was running out of time and I needed to finish my game prototype. And finally I did the rest of the map design, programming the animation into my character's sprites, and that's it. The game is ready. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for viewing and be well.